Hello stylists, and welcome back. I've been playing Infinity Nikki non-stop since its release, although pretty casually, and I have to say that duels were the only thing in which I had to do some research and get a bit serious. If you're struggling with faction duels, especially finding the right pieces to level up and pass both the Infinity Mirror and duel challenges, then I have some helpful tips for you. Unfortunately, I've already completed most of the game, so I cannot show footage of all of my past duels. However, I do have a few challenges I'm still working on, so I'll use those as example. Duels are a huge part of the game, and they're essential if you want to craft your first miracle outfit. That is why they tie together with so many different mechanics, so there's no simple way to explain it all in just a few minutes, which is why this will be a longer video. Use the timestamps in the description or the chapters in the video to skip to a portion you're more interested in. So let's start. You shouldn't stress over duels too early. I recommend waiting until you reach Wishing Woods before seriously tackling them. By then, you'll have explored a large part of the map and collected plenty of pieces and outfits to help you win. A great way to prepare is by gathering as many Wimp Stars as possible, either by exploring or using the official world map to find them. You can then exchange them with Kilo for outfits he offers as rewards. These are free resources, so take advantage of them. If you already pulled some pieces from the past banners, even better. Pulled pieces tend to have a higher score compared to the free ones. Pulling from the feature banner isn't necessary, but do keep in mind that the feature outfit will always have the highest score in its category. It will outperform both free outfits and even those from standard banner. So first, let's talk about ability outfits. These are the free outfits given to us in the game, but their scores are really low, especially because they're free. On the other hand, stylish outfits offer much better stats, but they can be tricky to obtain. That's why I recommend spending all of your Wimp Stars at Kilos. Some of the outfits he offers are incredibly useful, like Rebirth Wish for the Sweet category and Hometown Breeze for the Fresh. As you explore and complete quests, you'll come across some rare pieces that can be crafted. However, don't craft them just because you have the materials. Instead, let's go through the list and focus on pieces that are actually worth investing in. For example, let's take a look at this piece. It's beautiful, but I wouldn't craft it just yet. Instead of focusing on tags, we need to check the stats. This one has a high fresh score, but its rank is only A. We want something higher. As you scroll through your available pieces, take note of which ones you can and cannot craft. Some items can be easily farmed for materials, so do not rush into crafting. A great example is Endless Hug, an accessory choker that's rewarded after finishing the Wishing Woods quests. If you check its stats, you'll see that it has double S rank in Cool, making it an excellent piece to invest in. Another great piece is Hidden Sentiments, which has a very strong sweet score. When deciding which pieces to invest in, focus on anything ranked S or double S. Do not spend resources on anything lower until you're completely done with the duels. For rare piece materials, you'll need to farm in the Realm of Darkness. The key crafting materials here include Energy, Hurl, Plummet, Tumble, and Command that are used for crafting and belong to the Boldy items. The Cage Greed ones give Bubbles. These are crucial for upgrading your outfits after glowing them up to max level, so these will be needed to us much later. For now, focus on the Boldy items that are the crafting materials. To get Eurekas, you'll need to spend energy in the domain that drops them. If you have access to all four, make sure to complete each one of them at least once. Then you can quick challenge them and maximize your rewards. By doing this, you'll stock up on a solid amount of Eurekas for duels while also gathering the materials needed to level up the best ones. The Realm of Eureka is where you want to focus most of your efforts. Make sure to complete and then quick challenge these trials whenever you have the energy. The goal is to get at least the 5 stars of each one. Difficulty matters here because easy mode does not drop 5-star Eurekas, so it's not worth farming. Normal and hard modes are where you'll find the 5 stars. Each trial offers different Eurekas and they boost different scores. That is why it's important to collect as many as possible. The more variety you have, the better your performance in duels. For the Realm of Nourishment, I won't really go into much detail just yet. If you actively play in the game and spending a lot of time in it, you don't really need to touch this realm. However, if you're more of a casual player, you may need to sacrifice some energy here, but I will explain that later. Now for the Realm of Escalation, this one is tricky. A lot of players avoid spending energy here, and I honestly both agree and disagree. Once you've completed everything except duels, investing a little bit of energy here to farm bubbles for glowing up your outfits can be worthwhile. Here's how it works. You exchange 10 energy and 1 material, which you can easily gather while exploring. The easiest material to use is daisies, since you'll probably have plenty. The trade gives you 100 bubbles, so just add a 0 to the energy you spend, and that's how many bubbles you'll receive. I wouldn't spend all of my daily energy here, but if I'm just a few bubbles short of leveling up an important piece, I'll go ahead and exchange them. Why not? It's energy I've already gathered while playing. Also, if I log in just to quick challenge my daily Eurekas or material realms, I'll often have around 10 leftover energy. If I'm not planning to play that much that day, I'll throw it into shiny bubbles before logging off, just so I use up all of my energy efficiently. Remember that the Realm of Escalation should be your last option for bubbles, as there are at least 2 shops where you can buy some. Those being the Resonance shop, where you use Tranquility droplets to purchase some every month along with some pulls, and also in the Infinity Mirror menu using the currency you get by beating the duels there. They have a limit, so if you're completely sold out on both of these, only then consider going for the Realm option. Eventually you'll hit a wall where upgrading requires a ton of Blings. If like me, you've completed all of your quests and there are no easy ways to earn some, you might start looking for alternatives. The community often recommends hunting greedy pouches across the map to farm Blings. While this is a valid method, here's the reality. I've scoured the entire map searching for every greedy pouch I could find. Some don't even respawn daily, making it an inconsistent source of income. After 20 to 30 minutes of running around, I only gathered about 80,000 Blings, which isn't nearly enough for the later upgrades. I will always advocate for playing the game naturally instead of relying on quick fixes, but just know that greedy pouches alone will not be enough. This is where the Realm of Escalation comes in. If you reach the point where the only upgrades left in the Heart of Infinity are the styling potentials, and you have no other way to get Blings, then just go for it. There is no reason not to spend your energy on farming Blings if that's the last thing standing between you and stronger duels. Spending energy in the Realm of Escalation for Blings might not seem like the best use of resources at first, but if you've got nothing else left to farm and your only roadblock is upgrading the Heart of Infinity, then why not? You actually get a pretty decent amount of Blings for the energy spent, and at that point, waiting around for dailies or running around all over the map searching for greedy pouches just isn't worth the hassle. If you're at the stage where duels are your only priority, it's better to just go for it rather than dragging out the grind for days. The Realm of Breakthrough is extremely important because you can only complete it once a week. But why does it matter so much? Well, outfits require materials from this realm for evolution, but it also rewards 5-star Eurekas. So whether you like it or not, you'll need to spend energy here every week. It's just part of the routine. But this realm only drops specific Eurekas, meaning you won't get every type available. One key tip is avoid farming the Well of Fortune trial in the first Realm of Eureka. The rewards from the trial overlap with what you'll get from the Realm of Breakthrough, making it an inefficient use of your energy. Instead, focus your energy on the other 3 realms of Eureka. You'll still get the Well of Fortune rewards from this weekly trial once it's unlocked. The Realm of Breakthrough refreshes every week, so make sure to complete it before reset. It costs 60 energy per turn. Once you've completed it once, you can quick challenge it, meaning you won't have to manually fight the battle every week. I cannot give you a definitive list of all the best outfits to focus on, and that's because your collection will be different than mine. While we all get certain outfits for free and can find some pieces throughout the world, you might be missing outfits that I consider top tier. So instead of telling you which ones to use, I'll show you how to find the best pieces from the outfits you already own. To do this, we'll use the Infinity Nikki fandom website, where you'll find a complete list of all the outfits and their base and glow-up scores. Let's search for the free ability outfit Bubbly Voyage, which we get for floating. Its glow-up score is 9,493. Now compare it to the Starlit Celebration, a free outfit that was given to us at the start of the game. Its glow-up score is 10,243, a clear upgrade. If you missed Starlit Celebration though, do not worry. The outfit from Kilo, Rebirth Wish, is an even better option with a glow-up score of 12,301. That's already 3,000 more than the free ability outfit. If you don't have stronger suite outfits from the feature banner or the standard banner, the Rebirth Wish is the best free option to invest in. So by using this method, you can compare outfits in any category and make sure you're investing in the strongest pieces available for your collection. Keep in mind, if you want to invest in rare pieces that are just individual and not parts of an outfit, you're just gonna have to make sure that the top and the bottom have higher scores than just the dress that takes up both slots. In Infinity Nikki, each available area in the game has its own sovereign, who represents a specific fashion category. However, this does not mean that all of their followers belong to the same category. If you click on a revealed opponent and check their information, you'll notice a whim level. This level gives a general idea of how strong your outfit should be, but it's not an exact measure of whether you can win the duel. For example, I faced the Sovereign of Fresh who had a whim level of 11, and I managed to defeat him, but right below him there is a level 10 opponent that I couldn't beat. In fact, I've even struggled against a level 9, despite already beating a level 11 Sovereign. This proves that whim level alone isn't enough to determine if you can win. So instead of relying solely on whim level, you need to test each duel and adjust your outfits accordingly. One of the biggest reasons I recommend completing most of the game before focusing on duels is because you'll need to unlock important upgrades in the Heart of Infinity. If you open the Heart of Infinity, you'll see a range of abilities that you can enhance. These are crucial because you will need to farm specific materials to craft rare pieces and even full outfits. But the most important upgrades in my opinion are the styling potentials. The styling potentials are located on the right side of the Heart of Infinity, and they directly boost the score of the clothing pieces you use in challenges. This means that simply unlocking and upgrading these abilities will permanently increase your score by a set percentage. The sooner you invest in them, the better. Now that you have everything set up, all your abilities unlocked, and all your key pieces crafted, it's time to focus on Glow Up. To show you exactly how it works, I'm going to jump into a challenge that I still have left to complete. I've done this challenge before, so I've already got the necessary pieces. The only thing that have changed since then is the percentage boost from the Heart of Infinity, so I'm going to keep most of my setup the same. I'll still check a few pieces here and there, just in case something has shifted. The first thing I usually do in a duel is remove everything from Nikki. I don't like starting with whatever outfit I had on before, especially if I haven't attempted this duel yet. Instead, I strip everything off and start fresh with just her base outfit. Next, I use the filter and set it to the category I need. Do not filter by 5-star or 4-star, that's irrelevant. Do not filter by tags either. Tags are there to confuse you and make you think you're missing something important when you're really not. If you rely on tags too much, you might end up skipping over some shrunk pieces just because they don't match the specific tag. When you filter by category, the first piece that shows up is usually the one with the highest score. It's always good to double check, but in most cases that's the one you'll want to pick. Accessories can be a little tricky because sometimes the sorting does not work properly, especially if you haven't upgraded certain pieces. If an accessory is still a level 0, it might not appear where it should be in the ranking. That's why I always go through it manually and select the 5 best accessories that I have. Once your outfit is ready, forget about the makeup. Seriously, do not waste time on it. It does not contribute to your score, does not save anywhere, and doesn't help you in duels. Just stick with Nikki's default makeup and move on. For Eurekas, the approach is exactly the same as with your outfit. Focus only on S rank and double S ranks. If you do not have a double S rank in the category like I didn't for Duel, just work with your best available S ranked option. Once you get higher ranked pieces, level them up and swap them in. This boosts your score significantly and makes a huge difference in duels. Ignore the 3-star Eurekas, they're not worth your time. 4-star Eurekas are okay if you don't have a 5-star option, but they're not the priority. 5-star Eurekas are what matters. Level them up, sacrifice the lower ones as materials to strengthen them, and keep your focus on those with the highest rank. With my Heart of Infinity upgrades and a few strategic tweaks, I was finally able to win this duel. These small changes really do add up, so make sure you're optimizing where it counts. Now I'm going to try another duel using the same approach, checking my pieces, making a few adjustments, and seeing if I can win. Didn't work. I got close to a perfect score, but not quite. No worries though, I can fix that. By checking the score details, which is a super important button by the way, I can see exactly where I'm falling short. Turns out I'm missing points in clothing, and that makes sense, one of my bottom pieces is still level 0. I do not have a ton of bubbles to glow up my outfit, which is why some of my challenges aren't cleared yet, but instead of maxing everything, I'll just level up one piece a little. Filtering through, I see I can only upgrade it once, but I'm really close to the next tier. I do have a bit of extra energy, so let's make it happen. A quick exchange gets me 100 bubbles, which is more than enough. I glow up the piece one more time and head back into the duel. And just like that, I hit perfect. That tiny boost was all I needed to clear the duel. Checking the score details now and I can see how much my points improved, proving that sometimes just a little upgrade is all it takes to beat a duel. As a final note, let's talk about the Realm of Nourishment. This realm converts materials and energy into ability scores for the Heart of Infinity upgrades. If you've been checking your Heart of Infinity, you will notice that some abilities require a certain amount of points to unlock. I've already unlocked most of mine, so I cannot fully show the process, but let's take this node for example. It needs 5,000 points, and right now I have less than that. Now, I could go fishing or grooming animals to earn more points. That's playing the game naturally and it's a solid way to progress daily. However, each insight type has a daily limit. For example, plant collecting caps at 200 points per day, and others cap at 100 points per day. Once you hit those caps, you have to wait till the daily reset, which means that you cannot grind endlessly in one day. You'll have to chip away at it daily. If you enjoy the process, that's great. You'll be gathering materials and making progress naturally, but if you're not in the mood to grind and just want to get it over with, you can always exchange some energy and materials in the realm of Nourishment to instantly gain points for that specific ability. For example, I haven't fought that many S-Links, yet my combat ability is really high because I've been using the realm of Nourishment to boost it without actually fighting. Take the Wishful Rosa for example. You'll need to max out these nodes to craft it, as it requires essences that you can only obtain after getting those nodes. The only way to do that is by either playing the game daily or using the Realm of Nourishment to shortcut your way there. At the end of the day, it's up to you. I'm sure I covered everything important so far. If there is something I've missed, please add it in a comment so I can pin it. If you made it all the way to the end, I really appreciate you watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Any feedback or constructive criticism is always welcome. If this video helped you, do not forget to leave a like and consider subscribing for more Infinity Nikki guides and some fun gameplay for other games as well. Have fun and I'll see you in the next one.